What is up, my fellow Chiebits? Hopefully all of you are having a very great day today, and hopefully all of you continue to have many great days ahead of you. And one thing I want to say before I begin this review, FYI, there is a storm going on, so if you hear any rain, thunder, or lightning, please forgive me. I can't do nothing about that, and obviously I don't want to wait until maybe like fucking 10 o'clock tonight to be able to record a review. So, FYI, if you hear any rain, please forgive me. Just nothing I can do about it right now. So anyways, with that being said, Masamune's Revenge. Episode 3. Yeah, episode 3 of the series. So, this episode, I'm half and half on it. Like, what I'm getting at is, it was a good and enjoyable episode. But at the same time, it's going down a very predictable path, which many pointed out with the first episode. And as we know in the first episode, Minnie was commenting on my first impression, saying most likely these two characters, like Masamune, he's gonna, gain feelings for the main female character. And honestly, I expect something like that to happen, but I was just wanting to see how it was done. How, the execution of it was done, to see where it would go with that. And with this episode, it kind of confirms that Masamune is developing feelings for the main female character. And as we know, the main plot of this series is him getting revenge and making her feel bad. Eventually, he's gonna make her fall in love with him, and then he's gonna dump her and just say, fuck you. And that's kind of what his goal is right now. But it's seeming more and more as the series progresses on that he's not going to dump her. In reality, he's going to want to be with her. And if he does dump her, it's going to be for something else entirely. It's not going to be because he wants to get his revenge. And the way that's going, I don't know how to feel about that. Because, I want the plot to stay on track. I want the main male character to be able to get his revenge and then dump her, to let her realize what is going on and why she got dumped in the first place. Because, what was said in this episode is exactly what I kind of wanted from the series. What, the actual side support character said to Masamune, stating like, hey, you need to, dump her and all that. The reason why I'm helping you is because I want you to be able to dump her, but she'll look back at what she's wrong. Like, she'll self-reflect and realize how she's been acting all these years, and she will actually change for the better. And that's exactly what, the real reason why she's helping out the main male character, Masamune. And I want that type of direction to go on with the plot. And that could still possibly happen, but we already see changes in our main female character's actual, I guess, way she presents herself. She gave the main male character a lap pillow in this episode towards the end. And automatically, that's something she would not normally ever do. And, that's obviously some regression to where she's trying to change, or she is slightly developing feelings for Masamune, which is kind of obvious. She went on a date with this man, she did a competition with this man, and she admitted she lost. Just overall, it does seem like she's starting to gain some form of feelings for the dude. But besides all of that, though, there is some key signs for build-up for future plot points of the series when it comes to Aki, our main female character. She states, like, the reason why she eats is probably because of whatever happened to her in the past. There was this certain event that happened to her in the past that caused her to start eating uncontrollably like she is now. And judging by what we already know from the series, I want to assume why she eats as much as she does might be because of Masamune. As we know, he was not, that, beautiful looking. He was kind of, chunky, and, he was made fun of, and eventually he got, he got skinny. He wanted to make, her feel bad, and he was going to get his revenge on her. And that was the entire point. That was what his goal was. And she states, like, oh, the reason why I start eating uncontrollably is because something really traumatic happened in, the past, and that's why I'm doing this now. And she doesn't actually state all the fine details, but all we can assume is it has something to do with the main male character. But regardless of that, though, I do say that I'm not the biggest fan, and this is what really made me half and half with the episode, with the way the cliche was done with the main male character getting slapped/punched. I'm not the biggest fan of that cliche. I'm really not. That's just my personal feelings on the matter. It's something that really bugs me quite a bit, just seeing the main female character, she gets, walked in on, the main male character sees her naked, and then she's like, screams, punches, or slaps the main character, he falls down or whatever, or in this case, he goes unconscious. I'm not the biggest fan of that cliche. I'm really not. And it's something that really just turns me off from any type of series I read, and if something like that was to happen in the first, minute or two of a series, usually I'll just drop the series right then and there, because I'm not a fan of that cliche at all. I just don't like it. It's just something like cringy, and I don't appreciate that type of stuff. And when I saw this episode doing that, ugh. Like, that is just so, oh my god, like, I'm not, yeah, I just don't care about that, I really don't. But besides all of that, it was an enjoyable episode. There was some good comedy bits here and there throughout the episode. I mean, you had class rep in this episode, you had, the entire studying going on with the characters working together, and the little competition, and also to the laxatives as well. That was pretty funny. Let's just talk about that for a second, okay? I like how that little drama segment of the episode was completely just cast aside rather quickly. It wasn't focused upon, it wasn't, the entire episode focusing on that. It was handled in about a couple of minutes at the max. And what I'm getting at is, normally when you see a series like this, like a comedy, romance series and stuff like that, usually yeah, but where drama like that, a misunderstanding is focused upon for maybe an entire episode to, like, maybe 2 episodes. And this episode doesn't do that. It doesn't focus entirely on the drama, like how, the main female character, supposedly has a misunderstanding with the main male character, and there's drama and issues between them. Or in this case, it's the main male character having a misunderstanding, and he thought that, Aki set him up and tried to make him go to the bathroom to fuck over his test, but in reality, she wasn't there in the entire time. So, I do like how that drama just completely cast aside. It wasn't focused on, it was real quickly, and then we moved on to the next segment of the episode, which was a date, and also how Aki is starting to change as a person. Now, this episode, in a way, is kind of focusing on Aki and showing that she's not as bad as she appears. She's not a complete asshole. And many might like this, many might not like this, depending on how your viewpoint is on her character. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of her character, because she's kind of an asshole. I mean, how she treats people, how she calls them names, gives them a nickname, and just ruins them in school just for asking her out, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm really not, the way she treats people and stuff. But many might like this episode because it shows her in a different light and makes her a little bit of a better character in terms of just likable, but some still might not like her as much because of the way this episode really tries to emphasize, like, you need to like this character. So it really depends on how you view this episode. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's episode of Masamune-kun's, revenge? I mean, did you enjoy this episode? Did you hate this episode? How do you feel about, how the drama was handled? How do you feel about the ending segment of the episode? How do you feel about the romance that's going on? Do you feel like the main male character is going to actually get with Aki? Or do you think he's going to continue with his plot to get revenge? Please let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below, and I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.